Hello again and welcome to lesson 22, and this is all about how to use domains and how to choose and register them to use as your own. In the previous lesson we talked about branding your business and naming your product, and once you've come up with a product name you'll need to register a domain. However, some domains are better than others, so I want to take a few minutes just to explain it all to you right now. There are two reasons you need to register domains. First of all, you're going to need a website. Now I know there are a lot of people out there that will tell you you don't need a website to be successful online, but I don't know anybody that is successful online that doesn't have several websites, let alone just one. There's a bit of a myth there. It's true that you could promote affiliate products without actually having your own personal website, but I doubt that you would make very much money. I think you would struggle to make money just sending people directly to an affiliate sales page. And secondly, you need a redirect. An example of a redirect is I think mine is earnwithfram.com, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that later as we get into registering domains. And there are reasons why you need a redirect. One of the principal reasons is things change. The program you're promoting may change its landing pages, it may change its the best page that you want to promote, it may have new pages up there that you want to promote, it may even go out of business and so you're going to have to look for something else to promote. It may be that you need a link which is promoting your own product but doesn't want to actually show the product name. There are lots and lots of reasons why you need redirects, and they are very, very useful, and for the cost of around about $10 a year, 10 or 12, it might be $12 a year nowadays, it's well worth having a redirect domain. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that, as I say, when we get on to actually showing you how to register domains and things. So you need a website and you need a redirect domain. So you need at least two domains, in my way of thinking. Why do you need a website? Well, there are lots of reasons, but one, it's an asset. If you build a website and you start driving traffic to the website and it gradually increases, and the more traffic it gets the more valuable it becomes, and it's very easy to build a $20,000 asset with a website in 6 to 9 months, and you would do that by simply writing a short blog every day with totally unique content. And if you do that and then you promote that blog that you've written, there are lots of ways of getting it out there, you will find that you're getting traffic to your website and the value of your website will go up. Why does your value go up? Because it's getting traffic. And what happens with the traffic? There are lots of things. You can direct that traffic to your products, to your offers, and anybody else could do the same sort of thing. And there are people out there that are very happy to pay good, solid, hard cash for websites that are already getting traffic. It saves them having to build them, they can invest in them, and they can put on lots of different advertising, they can monetize it in the way that they want and get their cash back. Secondly, if it's not your own website and you are relying on affiliate websites and third-party sites, there are a few things that are disadvantageous in that. One is you're going with the crowd and all the crowd are promoting to that same page and all the crowd are struggling to make money. And if you're following the crowd, you're going to be struggling to make money too. So you need a bridge in between what you're promoting and the sales page. And the way to do that is by having your own website. Also, what happens if you're promoting a page and it changes? Or it goes down, or they change the product? Then once again you're up the creek without a paddle, because you haven't got any ownership of that site. There's nothing that you can do about it. And finally, if you're relying on third-party sites, you're not building a list. you're building somebody else's list for them by sending traffic to their site, and you want to be building your own list. It's vital. Another reason is that it's getting much stricter with pay-per-click sites and advertising sites now. They're quite often not allowing you to link directly to affiliate pages, and so you have to go in a roundabout way. You have to circumvent their rules. You have to write a blog post about something and then put your link in the blog post, and that way you'll get accepted by the pay-per-click sites and Facebook and Google AdWords and all these sites. You are a professional, and all professional online marketers have a website, and if you haven't got one, you're going to be left behind. It really is as simple as that. It's the home for your business. You could have a suitcase full of products and open it up on street corners and start selling and keep an eye out for the police. But is that the best way to do it? No, the best way to do it is to get a shop in a prime location and set it up nicely with good window displays and everything else, and that is the way that you would want to showcase your business. And the same with your website. It's the home of your business. It's where people are going to see that you're serious about things. They're going to say, okay, this guy is here, he's permanent, he's been around for a while. It's a good thing to have from a business point of view. So what's the domain name? Well, domain name is basically the web address of a particular website. For example, google.com or successlifestylestraining.com are domain names. A simple way of explaining this is if you build a house and you just put it on a street somewhere and you said to your friends, come to my house, they would want to know where it was. So you would give them an address. You would say it's on number such and such on such and such a street. And that is the same thing. That's what your domain name is. You build your business, you build your website, but people want to know how to get there. And so that is what your domain name is all about. It's the address. And there are extensions. What's a domain extension? It's the bit that comes after the dot. The most well-known one is .com. But today there are literally hundreds and hundreds of different domain name extensions. When I started out online, I think there were four. There was .com, .net, .org, might have only been three. .com, .net, .org. I think perhaps there were only three when I started out online. But they kept introducing more and more and more and more. So there are lots of different extensions to choose from. So which one is best for you? This is something else you have to think about. And of course they have different costs as well. So you have to look into that too. But simply, my preference is usually to try and get a .com because it's the best known, and because if people click Control and Enter after typing in something, if you type in, for example, ask and then hit Control and Enter, you will be sent to ask.com. If you type in Google, hit Control and Enter, you will be sent to google.com. It's a well-known shortcut. So it's the most popular domain extension, and it's not the most expensive. So that is my personal favourite, but yours may differ, and there are different ones that may suit you better. Just a few things about the name that you choose. Don't intentionally misspell your domain name. There are people that get masses and masses of free traffic by having things like gogle.com instead of the double O, or any well-known website, and they look for ways that it could be misspelled and they register it, and as people type it in and make mistakes, they get sent to their website, and sometimes you can get a lot of traffic that way. Most of those are already taken anyway, so don't bother looking for them. But it's just not professional to put misspelling in unless you are doing it as a brand. An example therefore would be something like flickr.com or fiverr.com, where they are using that as a brand. So generally speaking, be correct in your spelling. And don't use abbreviations unless they're well-known abbreviations. You may feel that an abbreviation is well known, but other people may not. It depends on the group of people that you're targeting. It may be that if you're targeting a particular group and there is a well-known abbreviation within that group, an abbreviation can be useful, but it's very, very rare. As a rule, avoid using numbers, digits, unless you've got a really good reason to. In fact, one of my websites has a digit, sfc2.com, because I have SFC already, and sfc2.com is a newer release. But as a general rule, avoid using them. And something that's a bit cheesy I see used quite a lot is something with a number 4 and then a U after. It might work for you, it might not. It's not something that I tend to use very often. I've found that they don't do particularly well. I have tried them. Don't make it too long. Generally speaking, you don't want a website that is really, really, really long, because if people have to type it in, they're not going to bother, for one thing. It's not too bad if it's a link. I have one which is very long, which is Make Money from Home Online Academy, I think it is, something like that, which is very, very long. It's too long really, but it's okay if it is just being used in links, so that people click this link and they go there. They don't have to type it in. If you want something that is depicting your business, your product, aim for just 2-3 words is good actually, but not usually more than 4 words. So you might have a product which is an information product on making paper folding. I've forgotten what they call that now. Is it origami? You could have origami.com, but that has probably been taken. So you could have how to is pretty good. You can always put how to origami.com, or you could have paperfolding.com or funpaperfolding.com, this sort of thing. You can use 2 or 3 words, and that's not too bad, particularly if they're short words. But you don't want things that are too long that people have to type in. And you want to match it up to your product, like if you've got a product which is how to fold, how to make paper designs or paper models or whatever it's called. Something like funwithorigami.com or something like that would perhaps be a good website name. Now, where to register your domain name? There are many different registrars, and you can do a search online and find the best deals. One thing I would warn you against when you're looking for deals for domain names is sometimes people will offer you a deal for the first year, and you might get register your domain, any domain with us, for $2 for the first 12 months. And after that first 12 months, they're going to charge you twice as much as most other domain registrars will change. And even if you want to transfer, they're going to charge you $25–30 just to transfer your domain name out. So be a little bit aware of those. Stick with the really good reputable ones. I use Namecheap a lot. GoDaddy is another really well-known one, and those are the two probably sort of top supermarkets, if you like, for them. I've just got used to using Namecheap, and that's what I'm going to be showing you here. I even have my own domain registration site, and I can't even remember what it's called now, but I set that up just to make it easier for members inside soap.com, because there you can go in, and when you want to set something up, you can just put in the domain name you want, and it'll register it automatically for you, and it'll automatically set the name servers and everything so that you can set your hosting up, and it's all automated. I use Namecheap, and that's the one I'm going to be showing you how to use, because it's the one that I know best. Here I was going to talk about, in fact I am going to talk a little bit about special opportunity. There are lots and lots and lots of people that are looking to register domains, and some people make massive amounts of money as domain registrars, although they're not really domain registrars. They are just affiliates, if you like. and you can affiliate with almost any domain registrar. Namecheap have their own affiliate program. I think GoDaddy do. So if you wanted to promote domain registration, that's one way of doing it. If you wanted something more professional, if you wanted to make it look like you are the registrar and have your own website and everything promoting domains, there's a free one at Domainbox. I think it's just domainbox.com. I'll show you that website in a moment. In fact, I will show you now. Here it is. It is, as you can see in the top left hand corner, domainbox.com. It's not one that I've used. I've heard good reports on it. It is free to set up. You set your own domain name prices, and you can set it up as your own personal website, as though you are the registrar. You can send people there, and I know that people are making $30,000 a month with systems like this. So it can be very, very lucrative. Most of the people I know don't make that much money from domain registrations. It's just like an extra $100 or $200 a month that comes in, but it's handy extra income. So that's one thing I was going to talk about, is affiliates for domain registration. And if you are in anything to do with making money online or this sort of thing, people are always looking for domains. You can always sell a few domains, and it's not a lot of money, but it's regular. Once they've got a domain, people stick with them. I mean, I've got domains that I've had for years and years and years. And if you're only making $2 a year and you've got a few hundred people that are buying domains through you, it can add up to a little bit of handy extra income. It'll take you out for a meal once a month or something like that, and maybe more. So that's it, Domainbox. But always look for affiliate programs. Anything that you buy, just see if they've got an affiliate program as well, because if you thought it was worth buying, other people are likely to think it's worth buying too. But this is going to take you a while to build, and I thought, you've been here, you've been on my course for around about 3 weeks now, maybe even longer, and you're probably getting impatient to start making some money. So I thought, why not show you what I make a lot of money myself with? And that is my Simple Fast Cash 2 program. Now, I've been using this system, not through this particular website, but this system for many years to generate thousands of dollars, often thousands of dollars in a day, regularly thousands of dollars a month. And I've just recently set this website up to help people do the same. And so there is a link to that down below. It's very easy to get started. You can get started very low cost, and if you persist with it and you're consistent with it, you can start making money quite quickly with it. The big money comes as you continue and as you compound your efforts, and that's the same with anything that you're doing online. It starts out and you might be promoting something for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and you don't see any results coming in, and all of a sudden you get one person that comes in, and that's because they've seen what you're doing regularly, and they keep seeing it and they keep seeing it, especially if you're doing retargeting. So they keep coming back and having a look at it, and then they say, yeah, okay, I'm in, and they buy. And then you'll find that maybe 2 days later somebody else comes in, and then somebody else comes in, and gradually that trickle turns into a flood as time passes. And it's the same with anything, and this is no different. But if you want to get involved in it, it can and will make you a lot of money if you persist. So that's something I thought you might want to get involved in. It saves you building your product, it saves you any hassle, everything's there. It's a good system, and it'll convert sales for you. All you've got to do is put the traffic through to your link. So what are your action steps? You want to register 1 or 2 domains for your business, and I'm going to show you how to do that before we get to the next slide. And you can use the guidelines from this lesson to register good ones. So first of all, I'm going to show you a domain name tool. It's not something that I use, but you might find it useful. Here we are, and this is called Domainit, and there is a link for this down below the video. But this is the URL, and what you do is you enter in your keywords, and suppose it was acne. Hyphens, do you include hyphens? Generally speaking, I don't, but it can be very useful, and one of my very successful sites has a hyphen in it, and some people say it's better for SEO. Domain names nowadays are not so critical for SEO. They used to be very, very important a while back, a few years back. But today, the domain name has very little relevance in your SEO ranking. So you can include hyphens or not as you wish. You can include numbers or not as you wish. Let's put hyphens in and no numbers. It's not adult content. We don't want that. So let's see just what it comes up with. And there you go. And it's come up with the acnes.net acne treatment TV, the acne TV. It's got a lot of TV ones here because it's a relatively new extension, and people associate it with television. If you're using an extension like TV, I think you need to be going with video. I mean, videos you want to be using as much as possible anyway, but if you're using an extension like TV, you want to be predominantly videos. And we've got CC domains here, spots online, my spots, acnes, my acne, CC, which is a pretty good one really. So there are suggestions there, so you can use something like this. As I say, it's not something that I use. I feel I'm a marketer and I can come up with better ideas than a computer generated name, but it might help you and it might give you some ideas and some guidance. So here we are at Namecheap. And as I say, this is my favorite. If you did the same here and typed in acne and did a search, no, we don't want to change anything there. So there are these domains that have already been registered that people have, and they're going to want thousands of dollars for these, so you can ignore that. But there's acne design, which they're doing at $8.34 a year. The regular price is $25.82 a year. So you want to be a bit wary about this because they're doing it $8.34 for this year. But if you have that and you build a site, you might be paying $25.82 a year. Okay, it's not a fortune, it's $2 a month, but it's something that you need to be aware of. So we've not got an awful lot of good ones come up for just acne. Acne spots, let's see what that comes up with. Okay, you've got one here, they're giving you that for 65 cents. It's xyz.xyz, one that I wouldn't recommend. Info is a domain. Some people say it's good, some people don't like it. The people that don't like it usually don't like it because there are a lot of porn sites that use info at the end, something info, and it takes you to a porn site. So it has a bad reputation from that point of view, but it could be okay, and it's pretty cheap. Online is another one. Tech News, that could be a good one. It's only £12 a year, sorry. I'm in the UK, so these are showing in pounds. £12 a year. Acne Spots Design, Acne Spots Club, Acne Spots Site. Okay, so you can get a lot of ideas as well by just typing things in there. When you've found one you like, all you do is you add it to the cart. I'm not going to do this because I don't want any of them, but you could perhaps have this one. You just add it to the cart, and then you can pay for it using a credit card or PayPal. If we go to domains, I don't have many domains now. I used to have hundreds and hundreds of them. I've probably got about 40 or 50 now. Manage domains. Does it show how many I've got? 6 pages of them and how many's on a page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I've got between 50 and 60 probably. But I've got one, Earn with Fram. So if I click on that, and this is what I was talking about as a redirect domain. So if you're in Namecheap now, this is all the information for that domain, but I've not actually got a site on there. What I do is I use this URL forwarding, and if we go to URL forwarding, you can see that this is advertising one of my sites. So if somebody clicks on earnwithfram.com, they will go to there, and if they click on www.earnwithfram.com, they'll go to a variation of the site, one of the pages. Remember, it's one that shows the products, but I want to change that now. So one important thing is here is you can promote two different websites totally if you wanted with one domain redirect. One, if they just go and type in earn with, which is a good one for you. You know, if your name's Bill, you can have earn with Bill. If that's taken, you could have earn with Bill Blogs or whatever, or Billy, or you know, you can just change your name around. Or you could have make money with, which is 4 words, but it's still relatively short and it gives the idea. But I want to change this now. I want this to go to sfc2.com, and I've got a landing page there, LP5. So if they go to there now, it's going to redirect. So I just, where do I save that? There we go, save changes. And that's it. So if somebody now types earnwithfram.com, and I'll show you, earnwithfram.com, and enter, and you will see it says it wasn't found. Why wasn't it found? I've put something in wrong. You always want to test these things. I mean, that's a good example. http sfc.com, sfc2.com, save changes. So we'll try that again. I think that's right now. Earnwithfram.com. See if that's propagated yet. There you go. That's the site it should be going to, and that is my the landing page I wanted it to go to. Okay, so that's how to use a redirect. Now, if you wanted to actually build a website, which is what you'll be doing with one of your sites, the one that is linked to your product, and maybe you'll want to use a generic website there, and I'll talk about that in a second. But then you would need to transfer to a web host, and you'd click on here, and you would put in the name servers that your web host gives you, and you will get that from whoever's hosting your website. If you're using your SOAP account, which I would recommend because it's only $7, you can host your website. You will also get automated computer backup included in that, which would normally cost you $7 or $8 as a minimum elsewhere, and you'll also get an autoresponder, all for just $7. And so you would use the name servers that they want you to use there. Okay, so if you're going to be using our hosting, which is excellent, but I'll be talking more about hosting because you may have other options that you want to take. But if you're using ours, soap.com, you would go to soap.com members, and you have to be logged in to, you can get this page now, but then you have to be logged in once you start clicking around here. So you would want the unlimited hosting. What you could do is you can register a domain here and it'll set it all up ready for your hosting. So if you wanted that acne spots 123, check availability. Okay, that is available. It's not one I would suggest, but I mean it's there, and it would cost you $13 a year. And you just click on this order now button and you pay for that, and you will have that domain, and it'll be set up automatically to do your hosting, and we'll go through that next time. However, if you do not get your domain through us, you will need to add our name servers in your Namecheap or GoDaddy account or whatever it is, and so you'll need to find your name servers, and I'll show you where they are. Okay, so back here, let's assume you've bought your acne spots 123 at Namecheap. you still want to go here if you're going to have it hosted by us, which, as I say, I'll be going through in more detail next week, but I'll just run through this now. You'll still go through here and you'll get this video, and that'll be explaining about your hosting and how to set it up. But these are the name servers you'll need. Okay, you'll need ns0 unlimited.uk. So if you copy that, you can do Control C to copy it, copy, and then you would go to your Namecheap account and you would enter that one in here, and you would enter the other one, which was just the only difference was instead of being a 0 there, it's a 1. Okay, and then you would click Save Changes. Now I don't want to do that because that would overwrite my URL forwarding, and as you've seen, that's what I'm using this domain for, Earn with Fram. Well, that's what you would do. Then you would save changes, and that would mean that anybody that visited that domain name you've registered now would then be directed to our servers where we're going to set up your hosting for you. The same would apply if you're using a different host. So you need the facility to be able to control your domains and change that. You can change things as well in the SOAP system. You just go in there and it'll help you change your passwords or your name servers or whatever in a similar way. But if you're using Namecheap, then that's where you do it. I've been using Namecheap for years and years and years, and I get used to things, and so for me to change even to my own hosting company is a hassle, okay, because this is what I'm used to. So there we go. Register 1, ideally 2 domains for your business. If you want to use a generic domain because you're going to be having lots of products and you would like them all on the same domain, perhaps you're going to be doing a lot of health products, for example. You might want healthy living with Fram or something like that. And then you could have different directories that you put in acne product or cramp solutions or back pain or lose weight, or all these different subdomains you could have. So you may want a generic domain. You may also want a generic domain that is just your name. For example, I've got Frammy .com, I've got grahamframe.com, grahameframe.com. I've got numerous domains with that are my name, and they're all used for different different purposes. So you may want one that is like that. It's a generic domain, it's your name, and then you could have 2 subfolders. For example, you could have, if your name is Bill Blogs, you could have billblogs.com, and then you could have /health, and then you could, within that health domain, you could have another /, and then you could have your acne, weight loss, 6-pack abs, whatever it is that you're doing. So that's another way of doing things to avoid using lots and lots of domains. You can keep them all in one place if you wish. As I say, as you progress, you will probably add more and more and more domains, but we're getting you started now, and 2 is enough. You want 1 that you're going to relate to your product, and you want 1 that you're going to use for redirects. Okay, so I would suggest you register 2 domains. It'll probably cost you about $12 or $13 for each one. You're looking at $25, and that'll see you for 12 months. But one tip, if people check on you, they want to know that you're going to be around for a while, and sometimes the search engines do too. So if you can afford it, it's a good idea to register for 3 years or more at a time. So you won't get any discounts on the registration usually. It'd be very unusual if you did. But if you registered for 3 years and people look you up, they'll see that your domain isn't going to expire till 2018. Okay, this guy's going to be around for a while. And people will. They'll check on things like that. And then hosting, there are good hosts and there are bad hosts. I'm going to run through a little bit about choosing these next, because having been online since 1998, it's a subject I know a fair amount about. I've used lots of different hosting companies. I've had 2 of my own, one still going within the SOAP membership, and one that I sold 10 years ago now. So I'll be sharing facts with you, what to look out for, what you need, and we'll go through that in the next lesson. Until then, God bless. Just take action.